What up, everybody? Hi. What's up? What up? Okay, I'm just being silly. My name's Holden Stephan Roy. This is Bridge the Gap, possibly episode 145, possibly a different number. We're debating on whether some episodes count as one show or the next. Either way, this is what is happening, which is great. This is the show where we talk to interesting people such as yourself, Mr. Next Apollo, and we go through the story of your life and we effectively bridge the gap by extracting knowledge nuggets from the experience of your existence. Um, so, yeah, welcome to the show and all that good stuff. In order for us to
Thank you.
start this off, I do have a big ass opening question, but the little ass opening question kind of starts off with if you could just tell us where you're from, like where you start your life, and where your parents be from, so we can have an idea of like, your background a little bit and just know who you is.
Alrighty. I was born and raised in Houston, Texas, but my mom and dad both come from New Mexico, both from the north and south. My dad's from Albuquerque, mom's from Cruces, both farmers and all that.
Dope. But your story starts in Houston, Texas, if I just understood
Mm-hmm.
correctly, and that's relevant for this first opening question. It's a little bit of a doozy. When I get
Yes,
through it,
sir.
it'll land. We'll start talking about you a little bit more. But this does start off with my girlfriend. Now, one day she's sitting there and she's washing the dishes and she's got her phone open and she's playing that Black Eyed Peas song. I got a feeling.
Right.
Ooh. She's vibing. She's dancing,
Yeah.
doing her thing. I look at her and I have this thought: when the fuck did this song become chores music? Now I say that because if you run this song back like 10 years, it's like the party anthem. It's like wherever you're at in life.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in school, it's the party anthem. If you're in the fucking club,
Right.
it's the party anthem. It's almost like the whole world agreed this is the happiest fucking song in the world to us. And we ran that
Right.
shit and it's celebrations and victory times. A decade goes by. The song doesn't change at all because it's a song, but we all grew up so much that the context of that song evolved so much that to many of us, it now becomes a song that we put on when we do boring crap like exercise or wash dishes so we can go back to when we were doing funner stuff in our mind. And I thought it's wild how music evolves like that. And it got me thinking about the little ones, all the little 20-year-olds. They're going to be running around with the drills and the pop smokes and the whatnot, and they don't even know it yet. But when they're
Right.
my age, that's dishes washing music. You're turning up to that while you're washing the dishes. They don't know that when I heard pop smoke, I was doing my little woo dance to the dishes after. That's how it went in my life. And it's just kind of the
Yeah.
circle of music in life. And I bring all this up because when people often start talking about their life as artists and creators, they happen to pick the same starting point all the time, whether it's the interviewers, the artists, whatever. It's this adolescent phase, somewhere in the 10 to 12 land, when you first start to form your identity with music and start connecting with it, or you first start writing, or you first start doing all this stuff. And maybe it's because that's the age where you become that, the hero in your own story. But honestly,
Mm-hmm.
music is one of those forces that are around us since time. Like there's a good chance when you popped out of hospital in Houston, there was some music playing up inside of that room being absorbed into you. And I know that it's super important because I can run it back to being like 5 years old in my mind up in Montreal. We in the apartment. My dad's got these gray boxes all over the amp, the preamp, the radio, the tape deck, all these things, wires going everywhere to the fucking home built surround sound system we had. And he would be busting his
Right.
Led Zeppelin tapes and stuff of that nature during like the daytime. And at the nighttime, though, it was the live club music straight from the clubs. And then if we like run into my mom's side, it's more Disney's and musicals and love songs and this whole disco is a whole other vibe that sounded nothing like my dad's stuff. Then add in like the pop music and the
Right.
TV shows, and it creates this whole like soundscape of my existence before I had any real control of the environment. And really, the story starts there. So I was hoping, Mr. Next Apollo, you could run us all the way back to being the youngest Next Apollo. You could remember being and talk a little bit about what it was like, what it sounded like to be you growing up. And keep in mind that none of us really grew up where you grew up and have no idea what your life was like at that point.
Right. Um. Yeah, that's a fucking deep question, bro. So you want my first ever experience with music, I'm guessing.
I just want to know what it
So
sounded like to be you.
yeah, as far as I remember, I think it went back to like I think around being 6, because it was like I really fucked with American Idol, really fucked with American Idol a lot back then because that was like something you did with your
Say
family when you're
word,
like
hey.
at 6. Yeah, so you had those like who's the one who did that one? Who's the big one that won
Kelly
that?
Clarkson or Ruben?
Kelly Clarkson, yeah. Kelly Clarkson's the Blakes and all that. And so that was like one of those things. And I remember at the time, I think my mom filmed me one time and I was like singing a Maroon 5 song. And she had introduced me to like Maroon 5 and shit. So like at the start, I think my parents used to listen to a lot of whatever was on the radio and then some like
Yeah, so what was
pop and some
on the
rock.
radio by you? Cause you gotta understand, radio is mad
Oh yeah,
like different depending on
right.
where you're at.
As far as I can remember, Justin Timberlake, Sexy Back, Maroon 5. Um, it's hard
Mm,
to say. It's hard to say. There was like a lot of oldies. There's a lot of like oldie 2000 stuff on there. You feel me?
yeah, it's hard to me that you're calling it oldies a little bit. I'm not gonna
Well, I
lie.
mean, I
It's a
know. I shouldn't be
testament to
calling it like
no,
oldies,
but it's
oldies.
facts. Justin, that shit's more than some of that shit's like 20 years old now.
For real,
Arguably, it's
yeah.
kind of oldies.
It was like young Justin Timberlake shit. And I forget, and just like a lot of random rock artists that would like make one song and then just go.
That was a lot. That's happened forever though.
Yeah, yeah, but like at that time, it just seemed like there was so many rock songs that just came on, and then just like those rockers didn't make anything else. It's like rap nowadays.
Yeah, rock was getting a push. Rock was really getting a
Hmm.
push back then, and now rap's really getting a push these days. And like pop
Yeah,
music's what it is. Pop music will always kind of be what it is. But yo,
right.
nobody ever brought up American Idol to me on this before as an experience, and I
Really.
guess it does age you a bit. So like, you would have been like one of those
Hmm.
people that grew up with the internet then, right? Like,
Uh, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I wasn't allowed to use a computer till I was like 13 or
okay,
like 11. Yeah, it was really weird because we had moved around, and then when I finally needed like a computer, I finally got one at like 13. And then but I knew about computers since I was 10 because we just watch movies and play music on there all the time.
that's wild. Cause like, so check
Yeah.
it. My family got our first computer, like the one that counted, because we had weird, crappy ones beforehand, before they were like Windows 95 and
Yeah.
shit. I was like 12,
Yeah.
13 when we got a computer that was in the living room that like I could
Hmm.
use sometimes. I was 17 before I got a computer.
Ah,
That's just because like you didn't need there was like
yeah.
computer class and shit. Like that was it. But yo, I only got
Hmm.
my first. That's like wild. So still, it kind of, because why I bring that up is because I'm kind of leading it in a direction of like a bit later on when you're perusing YouTube and
Mm,
shit for music. That's not like a
right.
universal experience to everyone. Some people's like whole
Hmm.
music experience is the radio up until a point, kind of thing.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, a lot of mine was very isolated. So like it was the radio, and then as soon as like we are a moving family and shit, right? You know, like so at the time we were in France, like nothing on the radio there is like
You say
anything
France?
American. Yeah.
Like Paris, France, France?
Hmm.
When did you go to France?
Around 10, 11.
Okay, we're gonna get there, but before we
So
do, what
yeah.
were you up to as a little one? Like, what was the main hobbies and passions of like a Paris or France next
Um
Apollo?
it was like Lego and Playmobil. I know a lot of motherfuckers don't fuck with Playmobils though, but like they were fire. They were fire ass toys. And that and like dinosaurs, cowboy, Indian shit. And then I was actually out. We were outside a lot back then. Like we'd always go to our grandparents and and we would play with the next door neighbors, play guns and shit. But like we'd use like these sticks and we'd like color them and use duct tape, color them and all that shit. It was super fun.
So your childhood was a lot of running around and like being
Yeah,
outdoors in the
yeah,
pre-technological world until all of a sudden you were
yeah,
forced into having a computer.
yeah. I was like one of those pre iPad babies. I, I was like allowed to like run around and have fun outside.
Mm. And you were in Houston during this era, or was it like?
Yeah, yeah, Houston, but our family had enough money to where we could just fly back and forth on like holidays to like our family, our other family back in Albuquerque and Cruces in New Mexico.
Right. So what ends up so were you into any kind of like singing or any kind of creative stuff when you were young, or was it more just the playing and
Oh,
outdoor stuff?
I mean, I think actually playing, like being able to play and do all that actually expanded or just, added on to that. But I was a pretty good draw. I'm not like a fucking masterful drawer, but I just love to draw. So I was like a big drawer. I was a big builder person. That's why I liked Legos and shit,
What kind
you
of
know?
stuff would you draw?
Um, I was into history a lot, so I was into, I mean, from what I can remember, just like anything, to be honest, mostly like little caveman people, little saber-tooth tiger people. I really like Native American stuff, so I'd always like draw stuff like that as well.
That's dope. So what
hmm
made y'all end up go to France?
So the thing was my dad had to work for some company, and the company, they needed him in Afghanistan. But the thing is, Afghanistan's too dangerous of a place for like kids to stay.
Okay.
So what they do instead is they they keep us at the main, where the main place for this company would be in Europe, which was France. And he would fly down to Kazakhstan and work and shit.
So you would just kind of like go to school and all of this, like be part of
hmm
France society?
Um we went to private school. We went to private school there. And yeah, that was a big shit. That was a big thing, especially when it comes to like the music shit as well and the influences, because you learn a lot of things that not a lot of people know about, and
So
like, well, you just learn history a little earlier basically, and start learning a lot of world history earlier.
how so? Because like honestly, I'm in
Um,
Canada, right? So frankly, I don't learn
right.
world history at the same rate as America as it is. We don't even learn the same
hmm
things, and
Oh
arguably,
yeah,
I don't talk to a
I've
lot
been
of
to your
people
history classes.
who have been to private school in France at all. So
hmm
even that alone is a next level. Like nobody knows what that's like type experience.
So it was stuff like ancient Egypt, ancient Vikings, and shit like that, and like ancient China, stuff like that. It was kind of interesting. It was kind of interesting. But yeah, it's funny that you said talk about Canada education, because then after that, I was only there for a year, and from there we moved to Calgary.
Okay.
And so from there I was learning Canadian history right there.
Yeah, it's got to be wildly different. When you're in France,
hmm
though, like, what was the biggest cultural thing? Like, were you forced to speak French, or because you were in private
Oh
school, were you
yeah.
like separated from that?
Oh, everyone learns French. Like even at private school, like you're not exempt from learning French. You're like, if you're living in this motherfucker, you're gonna have to learn some French. So, and even like the people there, they're pretty stubborn when it comes to French. Like, like I don't know about like Quebec. I don't really know much about
Nah,
Quebec,
Quebec
but
is
like,
what you would call dirty French by compare. France does not like us.
yeah.
They do not
It,
like our French.
oh, I know. Believe me, I know that. I was failing Canadian French because I had learned French.
Because
It was
I used to do customer service and have to talk to France people, and
mm-hmm.
they would be like, "Can I talk to somebody who speaks French, please?" That's how much they hated my accent.
Was yeah, when it came to cultural stuff, it was more of like the art stuff, They got shit like the Louvre there. And they got like Notre Dame there. And when you're in France, it's really cheap to like go anywhere you want in that area in like Europe, you know?
Yeah.
It's like compared to like being like here and going somewhere, it's just like as cheap. So like a flight there costs as much as probably like a drive from here to like Houston, actually.
I know.
So,
So I know it's a long time ago, but was the food
uh-huh.
mad different?
Yeah, it was
Do you remember the kind of
everything
shit you
like
would eat at lunch and crap in like France school?
shit, everything was hell. I mean, school. I don't know.
I know that's
As
like a
far as I can
randomly
remember,
obscure question.
because I think actually, because I mean, if we're talking about like school food, I mean, my mom packed me lunch, so I wouldn't
Mm,
know. But when it came to like just going out and about and eating, like we were eating a lot healthier in France than we are here.
yeah, I hear the food is like super affordably healthy. Like veggies and shit are not expensive by
Hmm.
comparison to however here that shit ends up being kind of pricier for some reason. Um,
Yeah.
is the music different? Like you said, the radio changed. Like what kind of genres are hot in France when you're growing up over there? Because this is what the like mid
Um,
2000s.
this is like the beginning of the 2010s right
Okay, so
there.
2010s. So yeah, what's hot music in
So,
France?
I mean, I can't really tell you that because that's exactly the point when music like it changed from me from when it came to like listening with my family and shit.
Okay, what changed?
Because there is like, like in Houston, we're able to just listen to the radio fine. As soon as we get there, we don't understand the radio. So we just don't listen to the radio, you know? And our
Okay,
parents are like in their like 40s and shit. So they're not like down to learn.
they're like
And my mom only knew Spanish, so she could understand a little bit of French. And my dad's like English only, so he can't like understand. He doesn't want to learn anything.
that's fair.
So that's when iTunes and shit came in. And so like you just get the saved shit. So we started listening to old Spanish music like mariachi and shit like that. We started listening to what is it? Pop, rock, Enrique Iglesias, Julio Iglesias, Maroon 5, Pitbull, shit like that, you know?
Yeah,
Basically anything. And then old rock stuff like Bon Jovi. Well, yeah, Bon Jovi and Nickelback were kind of like some big ones as well. And I forget, Josh Groban was one of them. So like we kind
respect.
of got stuck in this tiny little bubble, in this bubble. And it was a small time that we were there, but in that time I think it changed a lot of how we worked and all that.
So you're there, and then you fly into on. You said wait somewhere in Western Canada,
Yeah, we were in Calgary.
Calgary. Damn,
Mm-hmm.
I never been out there. So to me, that's a different part. That's
Really?
like a completely foreign Canada to me. To be real with you, so you're in like Western Canada. Um,
Mm-hmm.
how long were you there for? You said maybe I think you said a year.
4?
It was 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
So you basically did most of your high school in Canada.
I actually did a junior high school in Canada. So it was like basically this order is like elementary and then I finish and then I'm still doing elementary in like France, but then I'm in middle school in Canada.
Right. I'm in Quebec. We have a different fucking system with no middle school. I
Yeah,
digress.
man.
It's different over there. So you do that, and what? So what's this? Is
Hmm.
that when you start to like get more into music yourself now? Because you're here.
Um, yeah, actually, to be honest, I was starting to, because then we got our computers by then, like at 13. And from there, you start playing games and stuff. You want to listen to your own stuff and you just start exploring what you have and then what is on YouTube. And that's when you start learning about, David Guetta and EDM shit. That and, reggaeton. And then and then our parents would always start playing Christian music because they were going through some shit in their life. They're going through some shit that we had to go through. So they're like, let's get God more into our life. Let's listen to Christian music every day.
Mm. There are a few of
So
them that slap though. I don't care what anyone says. Our God is an awesome God. If you never heard that one, that's one of the best choruses in Christian music. I digress.
mm,
Um, but
yeah.
it can be tedious every day.
Yeah, but yeah. So we were getting introduced to Christian music, but then we also had like stuff from my brother would go to Spanish, was started wanting to learn Spanish because French isn't like useful where I live, and we weren't gonna stay in Canada. Like I'm in New Mexico. I'm not gonna walk up to some restaurant and like bonjour, bonjour,
That's hilarious.
voulez-vous some shit, like it's so my brother is starting to learn Spanish because he wants to be back in there. So he starts learning about Puerto Rican music, like reggaeton and all that shit from the teacher. And so he shares that with me. And so I'm getting this a whole bunch of shit. And actually I started GarageBand was at the time. So I read really bad music. I still have it on another channel. But it was ass.
Just tell us about your really ass music and how you got into making it. Like, what made you
Um,
decide I'm gonna make music?
I have no clue. I was just really someone who just liked doing shit. Like I had made a Lego animation. I made like a Lego animation once, and that was like really fired for me to make, and it was funny as shit. I wanted to game back then, and then I was like, okay, I want to do music now, and I just do like, and it was like looping a bunch of garage band stuff together and then printer sounds. It was some weird
Like,
shit.
you took like actual printer sounds and added it into your mix?
Well, GarageBand, I think had this weird printer sound for some reason, and I was like, "Oh, this is dope as fuck." Boom, puts it at the end of the fucking song, and it's absolutely terrible music. It,
You know, you say
but
that, but I
my
bet
prints.
there's gonna be somebody out there that fucks with the rawness of it.
Mm, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell you with EDM music what sounds good or what doesn't. But like when you just look back and you just hear the little bright little sounds and stuff, it just sounds really awkward. Like I wouldn't have made this, you know?
So you were making like EDM music then? That's what you decided to get
Yeah.
into?
Yeah, I was just randomly. And then like I just quit it really quick. Everything was like once and done. You feel me?
And what kind of games were you into?
Um I wasn't able to buy a lot of games, strict parents and all that shit. So like a lot of it was strategy games, history strategy games, shit like Age of Empires and like Rome at War, Rome Total War and all that. But then there was stuff like Minecraft that was just coming out
Right.
and Roblox.
What is Roblox? I know this is
It's like
like I know it's a weird question, but I don't really
mhm.
know what Roblox is that much.
um it's basically like, well, the way I describe it is like if you have a game that you are never able to buy, someone on there is gonna make it. It was supposed to be like a Lego game, right? But then Lego gave up on it and was like, this isn't worth it. And then someone else got it. And then they're like, okay, let's use this kind of idea. Like you can just build whatever the hell you want, build whatever you want, and like make your own game in this little platform to share with other people. And, it started turning into its own thing.
Mm.
And it's really cool because then it started turning into this like whole like kind of community based game. Like that's where some of the people I know, like Kanzi was in the stream. He started rapping on Roblox, and that's crazy.
What?
Like, cause like motherfuckers like at the start, they would just type out their shit. A lot of people that I know would be on there like typing and like they had a little rap battle. So you type out your shit and like type out these bars to this beat,
To a
and then
beat.
people were like,
Hold on.
yeah, to a beat.
Hold on. You're typing out bars in like real time to a beat, so you gotta like be pressing enter on at like the right time.
I don't know if they would be doing it on beat or not, but like motherfuckers were like writing their bars and to that shit. And they like would be like, who wins this? Who had the better bars and all that. I've gone onto those games. They're still active too. Those games are still going as well.
So hold up. You're saying that you Roblox has been around since that early, which I wasn't aware, and that a bunch of
Apparently it's been around
people
earlier than me.
learned to fucking rap in Roblox.
Yeah. Motherfuckers were actually like doing they had these things called Roblox labels still.
Like
And so like
you gotta
motherfuckers
understand,
are
like
like,
everything you're describing makes sense to me because to be honest, they was doing it on like SoundClick and other sites too. I know a lot of
mm-hmm,
people, but when you add Roblox into the conversation,
yeah.
it makes you feel
But
puzzled for a second because you know that there's like this.
yeah.
If you aren't aware, Roblox is like big. Like it's like a top 10 social
Mhm.
media site right now in terms of
Like
power. And so the
like
amount of
it's
people
like
is.
VR chat before, VR chat kind of in a way.
Do you use VR chat? Because we are totally looking into how to rap in VR chat.
No, I don't. I have a friend who does, and the way he describes it is like how some of these Roblox hangout games go pretty much. And And it's funny, you know, like they have like a lot of the same concepts to each other. Cause I mean, it's like you do whatever you want. It's open ended like creativity when it comes to these type of games.
So like Roblox gives you the tools to program games.
It gives you like its program basically, and you just create the world that you want and do the things that you want in that game, you know?
And it's all based
Because
within
like motherfuckers,
okay,
because
so
like
like
mother,
everything will
yeah,
look like Roblox though. Like you're gonna use Roblox
hmm
tools to make Roblox
yeah,
games and Roblox avatars and stuff.
exactly, yeah. Like motherfuckers can like motherfuckers create recreate like Call of Duty and like not just Call of Duty. I forget. There's Call of Duty. There's Assassin's Creed. There's some motherfuckers even like try to like remake Roblox on that shit. I don't know how those games are, but like motherfuckers will actually like recreate games on that shit, and they'll be like almost just as good. Like someone recreated like a UFC game almost.
That's wild. And they still rap
Yeah.
there. So you guys so you got into
Like
text
and
rap
there's like
battles.
a yeah,
Immortal
and
Dude
there's like
Radio's
text
like,
rap
there's a
battles.
lot of tower defense games. Let's not oversell that it's a lot of tower defense games. Respect, Immortal. Respect.
Yeah.
But yeah, the rapping
But
part's
yeah.
wild. So there's a bunch of kids learning to rap in
Yeah.
platforms like this right now in real
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, even now, there's even motherfuckers like you don't understand like how deep this goes. Like motherfuckers make labels with that using raw money, like using like Roblox money and giving that away to other people. It's like they're paying them and all of that, and they have little labels and all that. Me and Kanzi are just in one of the label are in like one of the labels for fun,
Hold on, you're
and
signed to a Roblox label, bro.
I'm chilling in a Roblox label, man. I'm chilling in
Yo,
it. I'm
Chris,
having a
this
good.
has to
I'm
be a
in.
clip. Chris is my editor.
I'm I'm in both. I'm I'm in both Enigmatic and this Roblox label RD. Like
So
it's insane.
hold up, you're
Like they don't
signed
actually like make
in a
money, but
non
like
VR metaverse, making non real money in a game, and you're like, yes, this is the flex. And I'm not hating. Please don't take it like that. I
oh
am
no, like
sincerely blown away by how incredible that is.
it's fucking insane. But it's funny as fuck to hear. But like yeah, that's how it goes, you know.
Are you like well paid in Roblox cash? Like I don't
Oh
know.
no, I don't sell much at all there.
Okay, but
Like
like,
that's
do
my
people
problem. But
get
there's
like paid? Like, are okay? Are there like
mhm,
balling,
yeah,
rapping Robloxer guys who are like when they
there's like
walk in,
row
girls be
awards.
like, "Yo, throw money at me and do Roblox shit." Like, I don't know if
There's some people who will willingly go that far and do that. There are motherfuckers who will literally act like they're in gangs in that game. Like so like we actually had an award show, a Roblox award show for stuff, and it
this is
included
amazing,
my
dude.
stuff and it included Kanzi's stuff, and I mixed Kanzi's whole album, and we managed to get him to like album of the year for
Hold on,
that
you
shit.
guys are pushing your actual music in Roblox.
Yeah, well through people on Roblox. It's insane.
Yo, Immortal's like, I just play tower defense. This is way above my pay grade, bro. I think I'm too old
I mean,
sometimes. I know this is gonna sound wild to you, but like, why would I have ever installed Roblox in my life?
I mean, you wouldn't have a reason. You wouldn't have a reason.
And now I'm missing out on the wave of being a Roblox rapper? To be fair, I don't know if I want to be one, but I
You
do want to
don't,
know
because I
about the
mean,
wave.
well, because like the thing is usually with Roblox rappers, it's the same as like how I got into rapping, which was through Rapad. I don't know if you heard of Rapad
Yes.
or not. Yeah,
I don't know if I've used
it's like
that or one of the 30 clones,
yeah,
but I've used one of them.
yeah, because like that's the process through it is basically you start there and you start writing, and like usually like when you get your ego to like a good point at writing and like you're releasing them like oh you're such a dope writer you should record, you get to that like okay I'm gonna record now, and then you become like an actual recording artist, but you're still stuck to that little stigma like oh you're just a Roblox rapper, you know.
All of what you're saying to me is fucking wild. Even the definitions you're
um,
using. I'm not, oh boy. So you basically like let's follow the flow here. Okay, a lot of people be
mhm,
my age and older. So it's like for the people
right,
that don't come from where you're at, it is
Right.
actually bamboozling to hear what you just said. You found an app where you put your written bars in and people gassed you up, not to say you didn't deserve it, but that's what I
Yeah.
understood, to a
Yeah.
point where you felt confident enough to move into the Roblox rap sphere, upon which you spit bars at Roblox avatars. And this boosted you up to get you fucking to enigmatic and signing to like real deal shit in like a real life
Nah,
situation.
see, I didn't do the Roblox
Okay,
way
okay.
though. Like that's like kind of almost how Kanzi did.
Right,
Like
you did say that.
he would because like Kanzi was like typed his shit up and then he got into recording. Well, and then he got into recording, but that was like all through the same thing. But for me, yeah, I went through Rap Pad, and this is like way into college. We're going like way ahead, but that's all right. That's all right. Like Rap Pad, I just went there. I would write. I had some big collabs with some big written people on with some big writers on there, and then you're like, okay, I want
Hold
to
on.
record. I see
You
these
guys
people that are
do
fire.
like collabs? This might, like, I know it
Hmm.
sounds basic, but I just like to understand shit.
It's
S
like collaborative poetry basically.
That's actually
And
ill.
like you just write it down, yeah. And then like you would send the verses and you would send the verses to each other in DMs. And like here's what I got. And okay, you copy paste that and that's your song. You spit a little. And I used to be so good at that back in 2018. And then when you realize you have to rap to a beat, the whole fucking ship flips, you know?
Mm. Yeah, it's super different when you're not like trying to
Yeah.
match a flow.
The
Um,
problem with them, yeah, is basically that, yeah. You just you aren't even used to like rapping on a beat yet. So when you go to rap on a beat, your stuff is so off.
it's just wild how your whole process went like that. Still is. I'm still like a little bit
Hmm.
processing that. So let's go back to high school. You made your beats, and
Right.
you didn't like them, and the printer sound was your DJ tag, or and you just think it's a bad tag now. That's what I understood.
Correct.
And the music's out
Almost.
there for people who want to search for it.
It is private, but I still have it on my YouTube channel.
So it's available for you.
Only for me if I ever want to watch that again.
Yo, you should make a Patreon, put it at like the $100 tier, unlock this shit.
Oh, for real.
So what?
200,000 signatures to get this.
You can toll that out. Cocoon hit that fat 10K Robux, baby. I don't
It did.
know.
He won. Like so that's the album I was just talking about right there that won a Roblox award for music. And because he got album of the year, they gave him 10K Roblox money.
I don't know what that means, but my cousin, and she's like 9.
I wouldn't
No,
know,
my
but that's
cousin's
just
daughter,
funny.
she's like 9, got Roblox money as a gift card and was really fucking excited. So I imagine
Mm.
this is worth something. But what's it worth?
Yeah.
I do not know.
Yeah, it's just like stuff that you can do in games and all that.
You know what? I'm gonna Google it right quick. 10K Robux to CAD. Oh my gosh, there is a currency converter. This is fucking
There
great.
is?
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
Dude,
That's
that's like
fire.
$35 worth of Roblox. That's fucking fire. I'm just throwing it out
There you
there.
go.
I
There you
respect
go,
that
Kanzi. You
heavy.
got 35 CAD.
Yo,
35 CAD right there.
I might be wrong. This Roblox currency converter's the source. It was the first thing I Googled, so whatever it may be. I digress. I wasn't expecting to talk about Roblox, but it's never come up and it's never been related. But like, you just told me, like, straight the fuck up that, like, the guy won an award for that. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
arguably, that's a legitimate accolade in the eyes of a lot of people 10 years from now, even if my age won't ever give a shit about it one time.
For real. It's insane what the internet has done.
Facts. So what happens after your EDM stint?
I just I still really liked music a lot and but I mean from there it was kind of like my music was it was kind of it's not rock. I kind of was like in it's a drift, you know, you feel me? Like you don't really know what you're doing in high school, you know, you're like in this like looking around stage and when you're like kind of like in this isolated strict household, you're not really comfortable. So like you just listen to what everyone else hears, and what you like, you just kind of save it to your YouTube playlist and shit.
That is nothing like my high school. My high school was you had to go
Yeah.
buy CDs and put them in a CD wallet. That's like my like
Uh,
after high school, so like I understand the experience, but
yeah.
it's
Cause I mean,
actually
yeah, I
super
don't know.
different because it's your high school.
Yeah, cause I mean, I can't really say I was so comfortable. Like I think I'd say junior year of high school, I was comfortable with myself. But that's like after like I was like weirdly weird and antisocial. I started getting comfortable with being myself.
And is that would be that around when you left Calgary? I think you said Calgary.
No, I had actually left before. I had left. My parents are like, you should get high school in America so you can go to college in America, kind of logic. So by the time we moved back to Houston just then.
Okay, so
And so eighth grade, I'm in eighth grade. That's like junior high school then. And from there to like end of sophomore year was kind of like this uncomfortable I'm uncomfortable with myself. I'm not fully what I want to be. I'm not with the people I want to hang with. I'm not with the people I want to be with. I'm kind of like in that weird little zone.
yeah,
You're
that
just kind
part
of like
makes sense.
you're just so uncomfortable those whole years because on one, yeah, I hit puberty like when I was like I guess 13 and shit. So like you're just hairy as shit. So you're always insecure about that. And then like stuff like that, you're so insecure, and then like you're just not in like what you want to be. And then junior the junior year comes, and I'm just like in this not give a fuck mode. I got accepted here at NMSU. Let's go. First person in my
Dude,
college to get
I
in
don't
their
know what
university.
Animus US Go is.
Oh, New Mexico State University, NMSU.
Oh,
I was like,
NMSU. Okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, I was like hyped. I was the first one who got into his college, so I didn't have to worry about the rest of the year grade wise.
So once
I
you're in,
didn't
it
have to
doesn't
worry
matter
about
as long as you pass, right?
yeah, as long as I passed, and I did really well in my classes anyways that year. So, and I was just having fun. I was having like almost the time of my life at that time. And I started listening to people like Tory Lanez a lot. Tory Lanez was like the big thing that I grasped onto. Like he had New Toronto 2. New Toronto 2 came was like a big deal for me.
That's wild to think about you in
Yeah.
Houston fucking with Canada like that.
Man, for real, for real.
Wild.
And I never even knew he was from Canada either. I just like knew I didn't even know the album name, but like I just fucked with so many Tory Lane songs because I forget there's this one YouTube channel that would always like highlight him, nostalgia jams or some shit,
Right.
and they always like had these Tory Lane songs. Him and Jaden Smith are like two of the artists in high school that I've kept with me for a long
Hold
time.
up. You like Jaden Smith's music?
I I love Jaden Smith
Do you
songs.
listen to like The Sire and all of that?
Mm-hmm. I love Iris. I love Iris way more than Sire in my opinion, but that's because I like trappy stuff.
I didn't hear the other one. I just
Uh,
during my album review phase, I did the Jaden Smith album, that one, and I was like,
uh,
oh, this isn't bad.
yeah, it's really creative for someone that like people just consider an industry plant. So
Arguably, he's one of the closest things to an industry plant there ever could be.
yeah,
Like by
yeah, he is. But man, he's like so good though. You can't like
no,
can't really
I
like
do not want to take that away from him. Sometimes being a rich
yeah.
kid results in really great art, and if your dad's Will Smith,
Hmm.
like
Yeah, you
you're
already have like
probably
some
in
talent
good
for me.
fucking hands. Like you're not
Right,
getting
for real.
trained by bad musician people.
Yeah. I mean, like, look at Will Smith. She's like making
Mm.
such fire music right now. But yeah, like
She does
him
rock
and
shit
like,
now, no?
yeah, she does kind of punk stuff now. But it's
That's
not bad. It's not bad actually.
I mean,
Especially it's trending now.
regardless of the trending shit's wild. I think it's crazy that Travis
Mm.
Barker fucking brought back new metal. He's like, I like new metal.
Mm.
I want it to be in the industry, and then produce so much new metal behind the scenes that he made it a hot
Yeah.
genre almost by himself.
Yeah, literally.
But she just
It's
does like
it's
I feel
insane.
like Will Smith's kids get to make the music they want to make in a way that very few
Hmm.
people in history will ever have the budget and the free will to make the music they really want to
Hmm.
make.
For real. Well, and then they also just like have like the back. Yeah, they do have that backing to them. Yeah, because I mean they even make their own. Well, Jaden Smith makes his own little company, like fucking water, those water bottles and shit.
Like Will Smith gets Hollywood blockbuster money. Like
Yeah, he gets ridiculous amount of money.
like it's not rapper money. It's a
Oh
different tier.
hell no, like
Um
fucking
I think
millions and millions.
so you grew up kind of listening to alternative music then, I guess.
I guess, yeah,
Or modern alternative, not the alternative that I would have called alternative, but like whatever
yeah,
alternative is now.
mm-hmm, sorta, yeah.
And were
And
you
then I
like
listened to a lot of oldies and then Christian rap. Oh yeah, like the big thing was since my parents were like we came back to Houston and the Christian music stuff came and kept going and then that's when I heard a Christian rap and then that's how I got into rap, you know.
which
So I
Christian
started like
rapper got
hearing
you?
motherfuckers like KB, and then Houston has a huge Christian rap scene. So you hear about Lecrae, Tadashi, um
Yo, Lecrae almost single-handedly legitimized Christian rap.
he's basically practically the one that made Christian rap a thing.
Yeah, no,
And I
like
almost
no, cause yo, back in like 2006 ish, I
yeah.
was in this like phase of life where a little bit before I had been exposed to cross movements, who was like a foundational force, but they made more like old style hip hop and shit. And then
Mm-hmm.
Lecrae hit, and Lecrae was like the most modern sounding person you ever heard. Like I'm saying, like his earliest shit ever, and it was
Right.
like Lecrae makes pop music. All things considered, like it's amazing sounding music. It's just pure Christian shit, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
very few people ever really crossed over like that, except for that one like grit song that got used in movies a bunch.
Yeah, like no one's really done it like Lecrae, to be honest. Like made Christian like rap sound, marketable. Except Andy Mineo.
I'm not sure who that is, but I'll give you
Yeah.
the full points on that.
Uh, no problem, no problem. I feel that.
Like I know the metal scene also pulled it off. A lot of Christian metal
Mm-hmm.
bands came in hard, but yeah, not a lot of
Mm-hmm.
rappers made it like sound as hot as
Yeah.
Lecrae did. That's wild to think.
Yeah.
So you got away with listening to hip hop through Christian rap at home.
Yeah. And then like from there, when you get your own car, you start listening to your own stuff. And like, okay, what am I gonna bump? And stuff like that would be on, but then stuff like some of old Black Bear stuff would be on, and stuff like Tory Lanez and Jaden Smith would be on. I kind of had like I had a weird mix when it came to my music, and then like soon as I got to college, it was more. I started listening more to let's see, JID Kendrick,
But
and J Cole. And the first big album I listened to like fully was Big Crit's "Forever's a Mighty Long Time."
that's a fire ass album.
It is like we found big. My brother found Big Bank on one playlist, and then one day I was like, I want to listen to the whole thing.
One of my
Play the
favorite
whole thing, and
opening
it was
starts on a
amazing.
fucking project. That first song,
Oh, but "Bury Me in Gold," the outro is amazing.
where like
That one legitimately made me cry.
keep
The
the
first time I
devil
heard
off
it.
or whatever, it just makes you can't
Uh
sit
huh.
still. You just gotta move.
Yeah. Like it's such like the South. It's so Southern that shit.
I respect Big Crit a lot as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting into that, and this is also when you then get into the rap pad phase, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Yeah, this is when I actually started getting into rap at college
so like,
year.
what makes you decide at that point? I'm gonna start writing lyrics on an app.
The
And were you
thing was,
writing lyrics
I
before the
wasn't.
app?
I was in a way, yeah, and but I didn't like know how to save them, and I had this app writer, and it was like called Rap Pad thing, like Rap Pad, and so I'd write the rhymes there, and I thought it was the same website. So when I got onto Rap Pad, I was like, oh, this is the whole website here, and I got all that, and then I got onto Discord. It was a lot of like I got introduced to started like a lot of things from there.
Okay, so you go from Rap Pad to Discord, and Discord is a big part
Hmm.
of your rap journey.
Yeah,
Can you go
mostly
into
because
more
like
detail? Because you gotta understand, like Discord is something I
yeah.
adopted in 2021 because I was like, oh, Twitch and Discord. Ah, fuck my life.
Hmm.
And then I finally set shit up, and then apparently my mod deleted a Discord link, my mod bot, because I told it to, because
Hmm.
a YouTube tutorial told me to, and Immortal laughed at me. So I don't know if what I'm even supposed to be doing and whatnot. I know I'm there. I know everybody's supposed to
Hmm.
be there. But like, can you explain a bit the culture of Discord in regards to how you went through it and kind of just take us through the journey a bit, what it's like to navigate the
Yeah.
endless servers and notifications?
So I mean, for me, I just started out with one, and that one server happened to be like a really good one. It was connected to Rapad, so you had a couple people from there, and you just sit there, you'd chill, you'd listen to music, or you just talk about music with like a bunch of people in a chat for like hours and shit. You that was like the funnest shit in my life. And that low key made me like antisocial in real life because like after freshman year, you're not with that same roommate, so you're just like you're chilling in like your room for like half the day. Other half you're going to class. Maybe you go out to have fun with some people, but you're usually just to yourself.
Right.
So like you just get onto like you get onto like Discord and shit. Yeah, hop in the VC, and there's very likely
Okay,
someone there
VC is
active.
voice chat, right?
Voice chat, yeah. And you're just there, you're just chilling, talking, having a blast, and you know, after you just you're writing something. And then I went relatively fast when I wanted to do rapping, so when I wanted to like record, I think relatively faster than other people just because I have like somewhat of a little bit of confidence in myself to like get shit done. So like I just went, I got a blue Yeti, recorded my first album in like 10 days. I got Kanzi on it. Got Riot, rest in peace, Brody. And I got some other people that were fired, but also like immediately dipped. Like that dipped like there. That was like their last song they were ever on and shit. And so I had a different name back then. It was called Rust because I was like desert, red rust.
Right.
And it was like mad, it was mad wild, mad terrible. It was bad. I didn't have a rap voice. I had to realize what a rap voice was, and I clearly didn't have that.
Yeah, that's an interesting
Production was
distinction
there.
because I was like 10 days sounds like fast.
Oh yeah, like I felt because I mean like yeah, it's nice to say like I wrote it in 10 days, like but writing it in 10 days doesn't mean it was good. It was terrible. It was bad. My flow, I didn't have a flow like, and this is 2018. Yeah, this is around 2018.
That's fair. 2018 is
Mm-hmm.
definitely a couple years back. And so, what made you realize you needed a rap voice and what that even means to you? Like, break that down for us a bit more.
So it's not much of a gap between then and 2019, but like yeah, around 2019 I was making like a G-Funk thing, and I was making it, and I was really happy with what I made, but the thing was when I showed it to anyone that was like, good at music, they hated it. It's terrible, and it was like the mixing's bad. You don't sound good on this. You sound uncomfortable. You sound like a child, and it's like
Mm,
you start getting uncomfortable with that, and you're like, shit, I'm mad at this shit, and I want to do better. And then, at the time I was listening to like Yeezus, so like I already had this plan ahead of time. Maybe I want to try something like Yeezus out a little bit. So while I'm doing that, I'm doing that. I'm thinking of this, and I was gonna just do it the same way, and then boom, COVID hits.
okay.
COVID hit.
So you were handling all the mixing yourself?
Yeah, I mean, but it wasn't good at the time. It was just kind of like some one tutorial I learned off YouTube, on how to mix through Audacity. And
Classic
yeah,
Audacity Yeti setup.
classic Audacity Yeti. And then I thought it was so high tech when I moved to BandLab. It's like, oh my god, I can control this without having to like take it off and then put it back on.
I hated Audacity. When I
Bad.
moved to Reaper, it felt like paradise.
Mm-hmm. Bruh. I was so scared of FL Studio when I finally got into it.
That's fair. I never went down the production route, but I did have to
Yeah.
use Audacity for a minute, and it is.
Mm-hmm.
I know people that like Audacity. I don't really like it at all.
I
Um,
have a friend who still uses Audacity and they record on Audacity, then they mix in FL.
I have a friend who records
Wild.
and mixes in Audacity.
Mm.
And like Reaper be
I feel
$60 is
bad.
all I'm saying.
I feel
Reaper
I
is
feel bad for that.
$60.
Uh,
So like if you need production, Reaper might not be your shit. It is CB Mac. It is 100% CB Mac.
CV Mac.
All of it's because he did it
Oh
on Twitch
my
and shit.
god. Oh my
He
god.
does the whole thing in Audacity. I'm like, bro, Reaper's 60 bucks.
His shit doesn't even sound bad.
Nah, I mean, all
That's
props to
crazy.
Audacity. If
Yeah.
you love a
Like if I
bad,
mean if
if
you know how to use your DAW, like go ahead.
all of my beef with it is the interface, not the actual capabilities. I did learn how to do my basic mixing education on Audacity once upon a time, and it has the easy normalization. And there's a lot of tools. Like it can do a lot of shit. It can baseline your room sound. It can like fucking full on compressor, full on EQ, full on everything. But it has no VST plugin support, so it's super like limited to what it can do. And that's like
Mm-hmm.
unless it has VSTs, upon which I'm wrong, but I don't believe it does. And
Yeah, I
so
don't think so.
like for $60, you can just get Reaper, and Reaper can go right into OBS, and then you can just
Or
have
you can
live
just pirate
mixing.
FL.
But FL's not exactly the same. Like Reaper competes with Pro Tools. It's just not like there.
Yeah.
FL's more like if you want production. Like I would never. I mean, I know people be using FL Studios for all kinds of shit, but personally, I would not use that for vocals first.
Yeah, I love FL. I use FL for recording and mixing.
Is it good?
It's great. I know some people who know how to use the vanilla VSTs in there and the vanilla plugins in there, and they can make just as clean of a mix.
That makes sense. I just
Yeah.
it's the interface, all the
Yeah.
boxes. That's fair.
But it's yeah. And yeah, so like 2020, back to that story, 2020 is when
Hold on, one
I
more
made
question before we go back there.
oh,
How are you
go
releasing
ahead.
your music?
DistroKid.
So you're just putting it all out, and were you performing?
Mhm. I performed once. I performed once ever. Oh my eyes.
And was it
Uh,
pre-COVID?
Pre-COVID, 2019, around August, my aunt drove me an hour to one side of El Paso in some small bar because shout out Ill Music. He's a big event person in my area in the area. And I got like you can literally just ask him like, "Hey, can I hop on this little bar performance?" And he's like, "Go ahead. We do this like every week, every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday." And, so I just go in, hop on a Wednesday after like a physics class. I just hop in the car, we go. It was I think it was pretty all right. I didn't remember the first song. I didn't remember the first two songs, and as soon as I said it's my first time performing, everyone's like, "Yay!" And then I got hype as shit, and then I actually killed the last two because they were like my favorites.
Mm.
And yeah, it's fun. I haven't gotten used to the nerves yet,
Yeah,
but
I was
but
pretty
that's
drunk
because
the first time.
I don't do a lot. Yeah, I was like 19. I wasn't allowed to drink. They almost
Right,
they
you
almost
can't drink at 19.
yeah,
Shit, America and it's
man.
21.
At 19 I used to smoke, but then they in New Mexico they changed the law to be 21. And so I stopped smoking like cigarettes and cigars and shit. I used to do that. I used to do that to get them
Hold
high.
on. So changing the law stopped you from smoking?
Hmm
Bro, you're the statistic that proves the government right.
I mean,
Wow.
I can still pick it up once in a while, but like I'm not here going crazy.
No, I mean, I hear you,
But
but
like
like, shit, I didn't even know that shit worked. Nah, but like, yo, in Quebec, it's
yeah.
18.
Oh, lucky.
I don't know,
But
but
yeah,
yeah, anybody in Vermont and shit, they all come to Montreal to party.
yeah, motherfuckers here like they'll run even in like the rich areas. The white kids like all just run and jump over fences like when they're having a little drinking party and like a police comes over because they're fucking loud as shit because they've been drinking all fucking night. But
That's a
yeah,
wild thought. It's okay, so you couldn't
yeah,
drink, so you could only perform sober at this bar, which you're technically
yeah,
not allowed in,
and
or you're allowed in.
sometimes they will allow you in. They allow kids and they even allow kids in like if they're performing.
Okay, you
But
just
yeah,
can't
the thing
drink.
is like you can't drink and you can chill there for the rest of the night, but you can't leave or someone's gonna like lose their shit about your age.
Right.
Cause like you try to come back in and you're like, what's your age? I'm like, I just performed. I just performed here.
They're like, nah, B, your performance is done. Now you're a minor trying to get into a
Yeah,
bar. Mm.
yeah. That almost happened to me then.
Alright, so then after that, COVID kicks in. You've been dropping your shit on DistroKid. You've been getting a little
hmm
taste for the beginning. Were you promoting it or anything, or just like putting it out?
Yeah, I promote and I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but stream farming became a big deal.
Define stream
Stream
farming.
It's where like you just like you get like a couple of your homies that like are in music and then you basically like go and put all your favorite songs in a playlist and all of you guys bump
Bro,
that
it's
shit
called the Run It Up
repeatedly.
Gang up here.
Yeah, but I don't know, it's just cheap as hell.
It's not.
I don't know, I just don't respect. I don't respect the
Ah,
music.
see, that's just when you're my age, bro. It's okay. This is a big debate
Cause
of
this
life,
dude cause this dude got one of my songs to like 3K because he like bump it every fucking
bro. I
minute and you know
legitimately we
it
took one of
just
my
feels so
songs and put
illegitimate.
it. Do you know why people do this? Like, do you want to know why? Okay, like from
Well,
the
so you can
purest
get
part.
it on the algorithm.
No, it's not. That's actually not it. I mean, you think that's
Mm.
it, but no. 3,000 isn't gonna put you on an algorithm. Three hundred
Oh
thousand
yeah,
might.
yeah, for sure.
So it's actually something else entirely. I had this experience during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Some girl or whatever hits me up. We haven't, we're talking on the gram, and
Mm-hmm.
I sent her my shit, and she's like, "Bro, it's got 87 views. The fuck do I want to listen to this for?" And this is like a regular ass civilian, no
Mm-hmm.
motivation to anything, nothing really. She's like, "It's good, but it had 87 views. I don't even fucking want to listen to it." And the problem that we're all facing is that
Mm-hmm.
that's how people are. I know for a fact as a content creator that people who come
Yeah.
and see my view counts will not watch my videos because of my view counts. There,
Right.
the number of people willing to look past that in their mind is so small that it means that reality changed. The purest, and when you really dig into history, bro, it was all payola. Every one of your favorite rappers, it was all payola. Everybody bought their way in.
Mm.
Everybody faked their way in. There's no such
Yeah.
thing as organic. Everything in music marketing, the pink rose lining of purity, it's all lies told by people
Oh
who don't
yeah,
want
for
anybody to
sure.
win. So it's like, is it cheap? Nah, B. If you can get 6 people to run up your shit, that's
Yeah.
heroic.
Yeah. I don't know. It just feels illegitimate to me. Even like when you say it that way and it makes sense. It just didn't doesn't feel right. Like you know, like it's just more of like a moral perspective on that. You know,
Truth
but
is,
like
though, the
because
music
like when
business
people
is
like
not a moral place.
yeah.
So it's like if you want to compete in the music business, like in a legitimate sense, morals don't
Yeah.
matter because nobody you're going against has the same morals you do. So morals hold
Yeah.
motherfuckers back day in, day out.
Mm,
That's
yeah.
why so many people have shit marketing because marketing often requires you to think about things really outside the realms of comfort.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's definitely why. Because like I tried making a little label at the time, and that my marketing was just kind of like putting it out there, and so it kind of dropped. But like when I was doing stream farming, there was this one person that would release so much music. they get up to like 500 views off like one night of playing music on a playlist for them. And it just it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right at all.
Yo, it
You
doesn't
know?
feel right for anybody because
Yeah, I
it's
know, but like I just
because
don't like. I know.
but the
It's
reality
it's
like
hard.
the, I'm not saying this to you because I think you're wrong. I
Yeah.
think your feelings are
Hmm.
valid. I
Yeah.
to be fair, I did get into a campaign recently where I troll rappers a little bit because I find it
Hmm.
like like your feelings are right, but if
Hmm.
everybody's gonna do it, and the bigger issue isn't even rappers, it's that like the
Hmm.
fans care. So if the fans care, that changes everything. And that's when it gets kind of real because if you want to collect organic, you have to look presentable. It's basically like you got to look fly at the club or you can't even walk out right. So you have to make your digital presentation fly. And everybody's kind of sleeping on that part of what the new game is. And that's like a
Yeah.
baseline for like modern marketing and shit. If you like, I'm 34. If I can't like freestyle blably bloobly, I look like a cornball. Because why am I still rapping? Like it's kind of
Hmm.
like people have that kind of preconception. So if you be dropping shit and it's not clocking like regular view counts that look impressive to people, and I say this because bro, I had to argue with myself for a decade, but I said fuck it. This year I'm gonna throw like 1,000, 2,000 ads because I think that's a
Hmm.
flex. If I can
I
afford to
mean,
spend 2,000 on ads, flex.
for sure. Yeah, ads are no problem to me. You know.
What's the difference
It,
between? Because other side of it is there's this guy in my community, Montreal, named Ismail Gadamsi.
right.
Random organic found him on YouTube. He found me.
Yeah.
Turned out we both live here. This dude runs motherfuckers' numbers up by himself,
Hmm.
unsolicited. So let's say an unsolicited fan runs up your shit 24/7. How would that be?
I mean, it's nice. It's nice that they did that, but I mean, I didn't ask. You know. I mean, it's nice, but it's not like I'm not like gonna be like, oh well, take that back. Like it's nice that he did that, but if it's like unsolicited, I think it's weird, like when like someone just goes, if some like one person is just bumping your shit knowing they don't like it.
That's a misconception. You're assuming people don't like it.
Well, I mean,
Nobody's running up my
mm,
shit because they don't like me or they're not supporting it. Nah, anybody that's
oh
running up my shit likes it or at least fucks with the general brand, if not the particular song. Because nobody does that unless they fuck with you that much to do that.
yeah,
Maybe in your stream farm version, I agree, there's a
yeah,
commodification. But like, if
yeah,
people just do it because they fuck with you, that's a little
mm,
different.
like yeah, that's the difference mostly, because like they're not really fucking with it, they're sticking to themselves.
Mm.
And like, and this guy, and the guy that I was working with, he was kind of a sad dude. He's kind of like a sad dude when it comes to it. Like he just bump his shit up like so much he like be able to buy himself music videos with like his shit. And there's this one of his people in his label like committed suicide, and they released the song after he died. Like, and they I'm pretty sure they stream farm that shit too. And that's just kind of like weird as fuck to me.
So I appreciate that the people you may have done your run it up gang with were maybe not the most honorable folks, and it may be that's it.
Yeah.
But let's pretend it's a different version of it. I'm just curious because I want to know where your
Yeah.
line is a little bit. So you have a situation where like my girlfriend and like my homeboy, other people who are dedicated to the cause, and I don't know who it is. There were three strangers this time, but I put out this shit a minute 51
Uh-huh.
seconds. I said, let's see how fast I can get some shit to 10K this time. We're gonna fake it, brag about it, all of it. Y'all can know all my secrets. You know why?
Hmm.
Because I don't know who the other three fucking people are. There are three people
Hmm.
who I cannot tell you who they are that are doing this with me. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That is real shit that you can't buy.
Yeah.
What if it's that version?
Like, so you're saying two just random people were like, let's just run
I'm
this
going to
up?
argue they're not random. They see my run it up efforts and they're trying to join it. Like they're part of the cause.
Hmm.
So I'm going to argue they're not. Like, nobody gives up their Spotify for 4 days randomly.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um,
Unknowns
I
though.
don't
So
know.
I don't know who they
It's a
are.
hard one.
So for me, I
Cause
kind of
like,
I solicited it kind of, but these are people who chose to join the solicitation. So I'm just
yeah,
trying to like
but then
frame it in a different way. Yo, if
Yeah, but then like,
my grandma passed, so if she was still here though, she would fucking run up my music.
cause like I'm thinking like I mean like it's fine if someone will just run up your music just for fun. You know, I'm not like
Nah, it's
saying
to
that.
support you, cause it puts
Oh yeah,
dollars in your
like
fucking
you know,
account and
just like
shit. Every 1,000
oh,
streams is three
yeah.
fucking dollars, etc., etc. So people be doing it because they can't maybe afford to put dollars in your account. I'm just
Oh
reframing it.
yeah. Yeah, I definitely get like if you're supporting someone, I mean, sure. Like, I mean, that's what like Swifties and Nicki Minaj fans
And
and fucking
the
JV people do.
believers,
The believers, yeah, that's what I was trying to find what the word was. Like he did that shit. I mean, and I just go and ask people, hey, stream my shit. So it's not like there's a problem with that. It's more like when someone's just like doing it and like when you like, when it comes to like algorithmic shit like, oh, I'm releasing a new song and I'm trying to like put it on discovery, you're just like hitting it to like the same five people over and over again,
that's bad
only
discovery
on
work.
this.
If your discovery shit's not put out 6 weeks in advance with a really good pitch, you're not really
uh,
doing it right. Like I find
oh
out you
yeah,
gotta let it sit for like 6 weeks.
yeah, that's my problem. I do it like 4 weeks. I do it like 2 weeks or 4 weeks,
But
and like, yeah, that's probably the problem. That's probably one
yo,
of the
I'm fucking
problems, I
just
guess.
like, but no lie,
But like when you're not good at that shit, that's all you get. You get like those same five people on your release radar, and they're just gonna do the same thing over and over again.
well,
And
arguably
it's
there's
not
just
support;
so
it's
much
just
more to
common goal.
there's so much more to music than chasing the algorithm as definitely part of it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I do it because I like it. I do it like I like it. It's like that's the thing about it. And I like building the brand up and like building a brand and being creative in that manner and all that. You know, so sometimes it doesn't come like I can network like a motherfucker, but I mean, when it comes to stuff like Spotify and stuff, I'm not. I kind of have like weird little lines that I put.
You're
I don't like
like,
people stream farming.
I'm telling you, my guy, I literally, I'm gonna tell you a bar from a song. I don't often do it, but I want to exemplify how often this conversation is. So I wrote a song called
Mm-hmm.
"A Boring Song for Indie Rappers," and the first
Mm-hmm.
line is, "I've met rappers mad at me for running up their tracks. They want some authentic, organic. They craving fans. Music is marketing,
Mm-hmm.
motherfuckers. Use a brand. All your favorite rappers understood money part of the plan." That's like how fucking dedicated to this topic I am. But like,
We could go on about this all night, I'm guessing, but yeah.
no, it's interesting though. If it was boring, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't. You're not being boring about it. You're actually presenting a
Yeah.
really like you authentic perspective. I might be pushing on it, but you're really
Yeah.
being yourself, and a lot of people feel the way you do. A lot of my
Mm-hmm.
friends absolutely think I'm a cornball sellout. Facts.
Yeah, definitely. Like I mean, sure, yeah. It's definitely like from point of view, and I guess I haven't reached that like 10-year type of deal yet where I have to think about that type of stuff.
I just lost a lot of money over the years,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I want to eat off this though. For me, it's like I'm in that place. It's like I want this to be my job. And when you want it to
Mm-hmm.
be your job, honestly, you can't fight gravity. I met this homeboy at work, day job lad. He told me don't fight gravity, Holden. Fighting gravity is the biggest pitfall of everybody. Gravity being
Mm-hmm.
the negative 9.8 meters per second force that hits us no matter what
Right.
happens in life. And you could try to
Right.
fight gravity in your life all the time, but you'll always be dealing with that force unless you go to space, and then maybe fine, you avoid it. But like,
Right. Right.
and sometimes,
I feel where you're coming from. I feel where you're coming from
I mean,
because you want this to be your thing, and you kind of, I guess, maybe been down. You've been down about it, and like you just want this to be there. And so
I've
then,
just met 1,000 rappers that have said the same thing to me. I'm not hyperbolicing that number. Like, we all
mm-hmm.
good, we all talented, we all pushing.
Right.
There's just so many of us. Then it comes to like, what is the next level? And then you think
Mm-hmm.
about the fans, and my day job has me focusing on UX and user centrism. So it's like the fan, not the music peer, because often we as
Mm-hmm.
artists congregate with what I call super fans and artists. So like Immortal be here, I'm sure most of the people here are related to the industry in some way. I mean, maybe there are a couple of fans out there. Shout outs to y'all. But usually the fans that watch me are like fucking deep into culture and shit. None of us reflect
Mhm.
like the mass market, like the real market. It's the like people that will show up to your show to make your show fun, not be
Right.
40 rappers in a room, which is cool the first five
Mhm.
times. And I'm telling you, it stops being cool.
Mhm.
So, like, after a while, you realize it's not a talent issue, it's not a drive issue. It's just that the people
Mhm.
who do good business win and the people who do bad business lose. And it's not even like a soul thing, it's just there is good rules to business. I think you're in engineering, right?
Yeah, I am an
So
engineer.
you know how engineering there's the laws of physics.
Right.
There are
Right.
laws of physics to the music industry, and unfortunately,
Yeah.
we're all bound to them.
Yeah.
Even your outliers, I'll show you how they're bound to the industry.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure everyone is.
However, you can do a whole fuck ton being pure. Don't have to sell out. You just like
Yeah.
gotta know that like there are good run it ups and there are bad run it ups.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess I might have just had a bad experience then maybe, I don't know.
Like I'm sure if Enigmatic or Immortal, whatever, throws up his fucking run it up gang and it's all of y'all
Mhm.
squad and it's really about y'all, that's
Yeah.
just team now, just
Yeah.
helping people win.
Mhm.
That's fair. So
Mhm.
outside of that, have you tried other kinds of stuff to push your music?
Um Now has been the most recent time I've been doing that. So I usually just spam the fuck out of everybody. Like, hey, bump this shit. It's out now. If you like it, you can keep bumping it. If you don't, you don't. But that was kind of the old tactic, and it kind of gets there. But I've been doing playlisting now. I've been on doing playlisting for Spotify stuff and
How do you get playlisted?
reposting. Like websites like Daily Playlists and stuff like that. Like you literally submit your song to the playlist, and if they want to put it on, they can put it on.
Does it have
You
a
just gotta
fee?
like save one of their songs. Have a what? No.
Is it,
Well, technically no. No, but you can also like buy for like $50 a year, and they'll help you like submit it to places that they'll assure you that you could get approved for.
fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
What's this site called?
Daily playlist.
Daily Playlist. Alright, we should
Yeah,
do a
I
stream where
showed
we
it to
fuck with Daily Playlist, everyone. I'm happy to go stream that shit and we'll look at what that looks like.
yeah.
And you find it effective?
Yeah. I mean, I've found it semi-effective so far when it comes to like upping my, but I mean, like that's like getting 40 plays in a week. Getting 40 plays a week. That's like my sort of success right now. But I know people who've done it, and like now they're doing way better. They're doing very good. Like Spiderweb. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but I mixed for this dude Spiderweb, and he goes on daily playlists a lot, and he gets on a lot of play. Apparently, he gets on a lot of playlists and gets a lot of views and shit.
And what about like okay, so like beyond the Spotify world, like
Mm,
COVID kicks in, right? So you're kind of now
right.
like cut off from life, I suppose.
Yeah.
Are you going to school through COVID?
Hmm.
Did
Yeah. School kept going on.
and so like Zoom classes and shit,
Yeah.
is it better or worse?
Depends on the teacher. Most of them are Indian, but it depends on how they teach. Like I'm with this teacher right now who's just an ass teacher anyways, and him just like being on Zoom explaining it still doesn't work. You gotta like sometimes have to actually see what you're doing and like have the equations written down. Like yeah, some teachers are really good at it and some teachers are really bad at it.
Fair. But that's
Yeah.
it, right? Do you feel like you've missed out on like do you get to like parties and college shit or is it all like just shut down and stuff? Cuz you guys are in a part of the country where keep in mind, I'm in vaccine passport, Canadians are
Hmm.
protesting the government land.
Yeah, that's a lot of shit. But here, like, I mean, the problem is, like, thing is, like, yeah, we are quarantined, but the thing is, no one really gives a fuck. Like we're in a really bad. We're like in a like New Mexico is not like the area you're like, oh, we should stay quarantined. Like there's like you can go outside and hike and shit still. You got like a lot of shit to do outside.
Right.
And plus everyone's like just down there and down and depressed there for the most down for the most part. Like New Mexico's like not like the best place.
Right.
Like when it comes to like living assortment. So like you just go on. You pretty much just go on with like there's still like good amount of traffic and shit like that. Drive-throughs are still open.
Right.
So like you still got like plenty of shit to do.
So you felt like life just kind of moved on, and you were
Yeah,
making the music.
yeah, I'd make the music, be in class. I had like a fucking giant ass blanket around my bed because I'd put my boot I'd like make a little mini booth in there
Right.
and I'd just like be rapping and I was working on Glitch and I work on Glitch all year. I was working on Glitch the whole year 2020.
And then
And
how
oh
did
wait, you go first?
no? So you finished glitch and then you put that out.
Yeah. Oh, but the thing was like that's when I was learning about my mixing and all my rapping and flows and stuff.
Right.
And that's where I started having key detail on what I wanted to do, you know.
And I believe you
So
said
mhm,
nobody taught you how to rap. So fuck all of y'all something something when I'm famous. I
yeah,
believe that's one of your bars. And so you had to
yeah.
figure this out without assistance or help.
I'd usually get feedback only from my mixing. I never really got feedback over my rapping skill or ability.
So like
That
nobody gave you
it'd be like
feedback.
a this is well they would give me feedback, but it's like oh this is bad, and that's pretty much all I'd get.
Not actionable
But
feedback is what I'm understanding.
not constructive. No,
Constructive isn't necessarily the word I was going for. Actionable. Sometimes
like
feedback can
something
be
that you can change.
yeah, because some you don't need action. You don't
Yeah.
need constructive feedback. Sometimes you
Hmm.
need some mean ass feedback that's actionable because then you can think about what the fuck they said and do something with it. It's just when it's pointlessly nothing, then there's nothing to do with it.
Mm.
Like yo, that's trash.
I mean,
What,
once in a while
can I do
you
with that?
get like
It's trash.
once I wasn't really the person to ask for feedback also.
mm.
And so I'd usually when I get something it'd be like, "Oh, you just have dictionary rhymes."
Yeah, I get that.
Kind of stuff. Pretty
I mean,
much
I don't
and
mean
that
it in
was
a
like
bad way. I totally
mhm.
get it. You be using some words where I'm like, bro reads books for real. I don't know if you read books, but it sounds like you read books, which I read
Yeah.
all those
Cuz
books, so I'm team books. Don't get me wrong.
yeah, like I forget some of the songs you're playing like The King Part 2, Look What You Created. Those are like those two primary examples of that. Like I'm like dictionary because they were made at the start of 2020.
Okay.
Like exactly like those moments where I was changing. Beast was made earlier. But like you can tell like the ones that were made at the end of the year like just sound better, you know, for some reason. Like the flows are more connected and I guess there's a little more playing with the words and all that.
I mean, to me, it sounded like you fucked with a lot of styles.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was
it's
kind
hard
of
for me to
big
make a
into
distinction like that because if you flip from like, you know, a more literary focused technical, let's say 90s inspired flow and then jump that into something that was clearly inspired by drill and then something that was clearly inspired by trap, it's hard for me to
mhm.
say one's better than another per se. They're all mad different, which I respect.
Yeah, that's true.
So it might be that you like different kind of music than you were making.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I really liked Yeezus. I really liked Yeezus. Jaden Smith's Iris was also a big one. And then when Quadeca was dropping some singles for his album From Me to You, was kind of a big one, just sonic wise,
I'm not sure who
because it was
Quadeca is, but
oh he's like a YouTube. He's like he raps on YouTube and like he's kind of more the experimental artist when it comes to stuff like that. Like he was a like because like when you talk about YouTube rappers, you get into like I'm a fast flow Eminem guy.
that's like 90% of them. It's boring.
Yeah, yeah, and then like when you get to someone like Quadeca, like you see there's a little more well-roundedness. And his album that dropped From Me to You is probably like one of the best YouTube rap albums
Mm.
out there right now.
I just want to give Dax his love. I saw him in real life perform, and it was a good live show. I'm not that big of a fan of his music, but he does do a
I'm
mean
not
live
either.
show.
Yeah.
So I got to give him credit for that. Good live show.
Yeah.
Came in with theatrics, really inspired by Eminem
Yeah.
still, but like enjoyable.
I bet. Yeah, I bet he's good live. I just can't fuck with him in his music. It's just not for me.
Nah, bro,
That's
don't
just
get me wrong. Dax is boring. Boring ass artist. I'm gonna say it. It's cool. I don't think he'll like me. I'll fucks with you. I'll do an interview with you if you want, Dax, but I'm not really that into his music. I respect his talent as a rapper. I don't like what
right.
he raps about.
Yeah, the Joker stuff was kind of corny too. That's like an opinion.
I mean, you're allowed to not like what he does. I'm not even trying to
Hmm.
shit talk him. I just everybody likes that guy a lot actually, and I understand it, but not everybody. A certain group of people who like YouTube rappers like that guy a lot. And
Oh
there's
yeah,
like a
there's
whole
like
clique of
one
them.
him, Crypt.
Yeah, Crypt is the ringleader. He's the king of the YouTube rappers.
Yeah, he's like the number one. Him and used to be High Res was big up, but like Heuristic joined that too.
Yeah,
And once in a while, Tech Nine gets placed in there, which is kind of sad.
Tech Nine's
Because
smart as fuck though. Cause
yeah,
see, Tech Nine
he's a
does one
good
thing different than the other guys. Tech Nine brings those motherfuckers to his festivals after.
yeah. I mean, yeah, like he's great and talented. Sometimes he just collabs too much, in my opinion, or he just releases too much. But like that's more of like a subjective thing
It's just
to me.
money, to be honest. Like Tech Nine's
Yeah,
choices have been so business fucking inspired. Like his music's whatever, but like
uh,
it's
like I heard his business stuff, business tactic stuff, and it's like dope as shit that he could do that.
what do you mean?
Well, cause like he went into like private investors. He got like private investors to like help fund his clothing stuff, his
Mm,
merch and all that. And so when he went on tours, he was like keeping most of his money to himself because he didn't have a label to him.
yes, that is brilliant shit that every artist should fucking steal from Tech Nine.
Yeah. Yeah, like he just got like a private investor to do it instead of a label. All he has to do is pay back one person. And he clearly can bring in the crowds. And he's a really good artist, so he's able to sell, and he's able to sell a lot of shit.
And he's been selling a lot of shit, and he's been a millionaire for over a decade.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's just really rich now.
Yeah. And
That
I imagine someone like Tech Nine doesn't like do a lot of stuff when it comes to like lavish life shit, you know?
I think his entire life is lavish. All he does is tour and party in it. Now, I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean it
Oh
like
yeah.
his entire life is lavish. Not that it's lavish in the way that you might be
Yeah.
using,
Yeah.
but
Cause
he,
I'm thinking like Drake lavish in a pool type shit.
I mean, back when I was watching Tech Nine in 2010, he was certainly lavish.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not too familiar with Tech
I
Nine, but I
mean,
feel like he's someone
don't
that's
tweet
like a
this.
stay-at-home
Just
dude.
go watch Tech Nine converted his fucking tour bus into a party shit to bring the girls in, and they would take the. Anyway, I'm just saying he had his era. He had his fun.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. Anyway, so like, I mean, I'm not trying to hate on Tech Nine and his significance, but
Oh,
like
yeah.
currently he's just been a millionaire forever. Everything about this indie game he has on lock, and he knows everything about the science of
Yeah.
optimization. He is not afraid to run it up gang with the bad people. That's the difference between Tech Nine back in the day and now.
Mm.
I mean, that's my thoughts on him. But art wise, yeah, that guy can do a lot. I am surprised he still makes music. To be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
given because every year it's a full length album, it's an EP, and it's a collab tape, and it's like
Yeah, like
every
he
year.
always has something coming on.
And
It's amazing.
so who else how do you find like new inspiration in music? Because you're like young and in COVID land and running your different life than what I've experienced. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, curious about how you basically go about it? Like you're like, I want to go find some new shit. Like, what's your process like?
It's random. It's random, to be honest. Either like my brother shows me something, I just happen to find like a new playlist to like, okay, maybe I'm kind of bored with I need to study type shit. So like I just go look up a chill playlist on Spotify. You know, you hit that up, you find like some new people. You hear of like artists that other people are talking like, oh, this is kind of dope. Oh, this is kind of bad, and you check it out for yourself. And like, oh, maybe they're right or wrong, you know, and then that gets added to your playlist, and you listen to more of their stuff type shit. You feel me?
Yeah. So basically, you like go
It's
via that social networks of life more heavy than say the algorithmic tendencies of life.
Yeah, I'm not really algorithmic. Like sometimes like a YouTube recommendation will like pull up and it's like a really fire song.
Hmm. But you don't like go on YouTube and try to like find new shit, so to speak, as much as go to like your homeboys and see what's hot.
Yeah, pretty much.
I swear.
And sometimes like I just happen to like pull up on something on my own.
Right.
Like somehow I found one of the artists I found that I really like. His name's Gene, and he's some New York melodic rapper when I first heard of him. And like he was happening to use the same beat I was gonna use. I wanted to use, and I was like, shit, let me hear this. And it was actually really fire, and that was on one of his albums, and it was on his album that he released last night before. And that shit's amazing. And that one came from like YouTube beats or some.
How do you get your beats?
YouTube actually.
Do you like hit up the people and do it all honorable, or do you jack the beats?
Oh, like I buy them. I buy them and all that before,
Right, right.
depending on who it is, and then I usually wait till the album is done to buy them, which is usually a bad decision.
Definitely a bad
I had
decision.
I had a I had a one song that was really fire with someone, and the beat got bought, so I had to completely ditch that idea.
That's a big lesson.
And yeah, so I started my buying my beats as soon as like I had the idea for it. But now I'm moving actually to more custom now actually.
Okay.
So I know some people that like working with me. Shout out Immortal. Shout out Immortal with their label shit. They
Shout
a
out
lot of the, I
Immortal with
work
their
with a
label
lot of
shit.
those people. I work with a lot of those producers, but I also have like connections through Rap Pad and stuff with some fire producers there.
Hold up. So the guys on the app with no vocals want to work with rappers.
Well, for Rap Pad, it's like a hell of a mix, because then you have people like Roan and Sad Boy Prolific and Project who have actually blown up and had used Rap Pad. You have like rappers like me who are just happen to be on there.
Okay.
Then you have producers who are just there, and then you have writers and poetry, and that's what dominates usually the website. But like is the most like thing that you'll see. But like when a rapper releases like a album or a song on there, like everyone's gonna tune into that on there.
So basically, because there's not a lot of rappers dropping music, when a rapper be dropping music on that site, it pops off and it gets a lot of attention.
Yeah, but it's not like much when you consider all algorithm stuff. But yeah, it's popping off when it comes to Rap Pad.
I think people don't understand the community side of things, and there's this one version of that app in Montreal now called Hitstory. I don't know who behind it, but it has to be Montreal, given who the fuck the people involved are. And like low key, like the people who really push that shit got some opportunities in life. Like really got
Mm-hmm.
opportunities. And yeah, a lot of times you look at life and be like, the views is trash, and they're almost always
Mm-hmm.
trash. I mean, I don't know. For a lot of people, it's not the best numbers, but the longer you do things, what you realize is you don't know who's watching or paying attention or seeing what you're doing. And that's what,
Mm-hmm.
like, I think really just kind of creates opportunity because, end of the day, my guy, the numbers don't really mean shit if you don't know anybody. Because if you have big numbers and no one invites you to the party, you can't go do your song at the party.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing. That's what I'm, high key. I'm so curious how all the COVID rappers adapt to real life.
Mm, yeah, for real.
All the people who like, and I don't mean to like put you in a box with it because technically you did a show before COVID, so you skirt by this
Yeah.
definition. But like, there's a lot of people who I think are gonna have to adapt to like, live is even more different than going to studio from poetry.
Yeah. Like I feel like I'm gonna have nerves when I start doing it, but I feel like I know a lot of people in the area already. So for me it won't be as big of a, like, oh no. Oh no. Like I'll be able to know some people there and be like, yo, what's up? I might have a good time with it.
Right. Yeah. Do you practice your
But like in
live?
no, I don't. But I'm a pretty hype person. Or like I like to think I'm a pretty hype person when it comes to rapping.
Practice your lives. Just tell
I
me.
get I will. I will.
Bro, I'm saying. I don't know. It's gonna be competitive, and
It will.
and you don't want to be in a
It already
moment
is.
where you like drop your songs.
Mhm.
That's it. I don't know. You don't have to, but I'm just saying like if I could
Yeah, I think
impart any advice to you that I think you should actually take serious is anytime you go live, run your set at least 2 3 times before you do it.
mhm. I think sometimes here they do shit like that too. Where like you practice it.
Anybody I know that's a serious performer practices their set. I know people who go as far as to rent out jam rooms and just practice their set with like studio gear. Um, I don't know. I practiced it every time I did one of Immortal shit. I practiced beforehand. Honestly, Immortal got my worst live sets I've ever done in my life because they were recorded and I didn't want to redo them. But nah, like
Mhm.
I used to put way more effort into it. I used to do this thing, hip hop karaoke, and like I did Rap God one time. It took me 15 hours to memorize Rap God. I
Mhm.
don't even know it like I did then. But then I did it the live and it was dope. But that's so much time it took. Like it took that long.
For real.
Yeah, if you want to get invited back, you know, it's like dating, right? Like you want to show out looking fly and being the best. So when you do your
Mhm.
live set, you can tell the difference between a guy who practiced and a guy who didn't.
Mhm.
And I think that will help you make more bank in the future. Immortal's listening
Yeah,
too. He's gonna be like, Holden saying
definitely
smart
will.
shit here.
Let me DM this to Apollo and everyone after.
um, but no, I appreciate that still. So basically, what's coming like next for
Mm.
you then over this? So you've been doing this COVID shit. You've been kind of pushing it. Is the world opening up for you?
It's actually, yeah, it's been pretty open since like 2021, pretty much,
And do you
which
find
is
like you're gonna enter into the live arenas and different things like that?
maybe, I don't know. I'm kind of like in this thing where I might have to move somewhere else, I mean, I don't really know next, but I just want to make like quality stuff to like perform because I feel like I don't have anything that's like performative.
What does that mean to you? Like I don't know what that.
Well, cause like there's like some people, like they have like songs that like they know are gonna like be sound great when they're like performed. You know, I feel like I just have like how I feel or like a once in a while banger that doesn't hit hard. But I don't think I have like anything that's like performatively, like fire enough. I guess if like some of my glitch stuff, but that's like already old now to me.
Bro, I'd be performing shit from 2012. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I can't be memorizing all my new music like that. I'm trying to. I'm really catching up. But like, I mean, at a certain point, like, it's you they're there for.
Yeah, it is.
And if glitches songs that are out and they know the words to them, that's the ones they're gonna want to hear.
Yeah,
But
probably. Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't worry about some shit. Like, bro, you dropped that last
Yeah.
year. There's no way that's that old. Milk the
Yeah.
shit out of what you have. Oh my god.
Yeah. I probably should.
Or I mean, drop more music and put that effort in. But
Yeah.
like, I mean, that's up to you. Um,
Yeah.
nah, that's fair. So, would you have more music on the way?
I do actually. I do. I actually have an album dropping. Is it this week or next week? Yeah, next Friday,
Oh, say
March
word.
4th.
A whole ass
Yeah,
album.
mhm. It's more lyrical and all that. Well, not lyric. I guess lyrical, but it's more therapeutic. But it's a very good. I fuck with the album. And besides that, I'd say I have a I'm working on a bunch of remixes for this one song I really want to need. We're going into some EDM shit. We're working with me and Enigmatic are working with EDM artists and other rappers such as the other half of Immortal Being, Liam Hill. He hopped on one of the remixes right there. And I'm feeling like I'm gonna do a challenge this month. I'm gonna try to get some people on it, see what else I can make with it, and then to keep selling this one song Want to Need. I really like it, and I think it's really well produced. And I feel like it can be a hit if I get there, you know?
You might need to do a run it up gang. I just say that. No, I looked into Canadian Junos. Do you know what the Junos are? They're the
Yeah,
Canadian
yeah.
Grammys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sales numbers, bro. It's like everywhere you look in this shit, it's like you're gonna get back to the same fucking point, and you're gonna like see why
Yeah,
motherfuckers do this shit.
yeah,
I'm not trying to be the dude. I'm kind of being the dude. It's my job a little bit to be like real with y'all. I don't want to like
yeah,
misrepresent the truth to
exactly.
anybody, how I see it at least. Because you're right on a moral perspective again. I don't want to take that from
Mm-hmm.
you.
Right.
Yo, the game don't care. And I'm not saying that running it up inherently is one move by itself. It by itself, corny move. You have to tie it
Yeah.
into other shit. Like it's almost like a web. So it's like the live performance part being integrated into a scene gives you footage. Now that footage
Mm-hmm.
backs up your fucking this thing. Then you got the TikToks. I don't even know if you're on TikTok. I couldn't find you.
Uh, no, yeah, I'm not right now. I thought I was gonna do some. I was gonna make some stuff, content for TikTok, but I wasn't gonna be on it. I was gonna let Immortal control that.
Immortal be like watching me talk about 1 minute music videos and shit. So Immortal,
Yeah.
get him on talk. That's all I'm saying. But like,
Mm-hmm.
so then it's like you create this bigger universe. Then you tie it into your Discord, and and then okay, running it up matters because you have a pipeline, and then you tie that to merch, and that gives you money,
Mm-hmm.
and then you put the money back
Right.
into the funnel, and then it creates like a cycle where, cause yo, like that's what labels do. Like everybody who want
Mm-hmm.
to be like mad, like you're signed, I guess. That's Immortal's problem in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
But that's basically what labels be doing because their job is to figure out the money. And artists be
Mm-hmm.
wildly not into it like that. But like, yo, if me
Yeah.
and Immortal are gonna scheme on run it up plans and you benefit, you know, like
Shit.
I'm just trying to like frame it. Not again, not to break it
It's
or anything. It's just I
yeah.
don't ever talk about this on this show. This is like new subject matter for me.
Dang, I'm bringing up some new shit here.
I don't get to talk to a lot of young people outside of my circle, right? It's always a blessing for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like to talk about some of the things they do if I know you're young. Because it's like you're a whole
Yeah.
different generation, you're a whole different country, and you're a whole different geography.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, a little bit. It's super nifty.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, the older guys just don't want to push the marketing shit because they're like, whatever. They're like a little more accepting of it and whatever principles, but
Yeah.
it's different because, anyway. But like, I'm just curious about like, what about VR? How do you
Mm,
feel about moving into the VR realm of life?
mm, like, what do you mean for like music? You're meaning from music standards, right?
Yeah, like the metaverse is coming, and y'all just told me man's won album of the year in a metaverse. So
Yeah, clear for me. I don't really mind when it comes to music. But like if we're doing like that Justin Bieber, The Weekend, John Legend type stuff where it's like some janky ass looking thing.
To
I
be
think we
fair,
still have
that's where the
some fun
tech's
with it.
at. That's not because
Yeah.
they want it to be janky. It's just that you have to
Yeah.
make janky shit. Like YouTube 2006 is not beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely think it can be better right now. But I know there's some really fire people who do it already. Like I mean, you go to the live streams. You go to these live streams from like Immortal, right?
I mean, I'm on them, so I showed up. I mean, I missed the last one because
Cuz
he
like
fucking booked it on New Year's Eve, and I'm like, bro, I'm
yeah.
not watching
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah. Like so I guess you were on
I was in
what
all three of them as a
mhm.
performer, and I
I
watched
think
whatever day I was on for the first two.
mhm. Okay. Cuz I don't know if you watch Echo Dolls, but Echo Dolls
Yes,
basically do that.
because you were on that same day. That's what I discovered
Mhm.
you. Um,
Yeah. Like
that
Echo
shit was
Dolls.
fucking next level, but he's just all kinds of like
Yeah.
3D design animation shit.
Yeah, and that dude's making like trying to make his own little animation series using that, which
Yes.
is amazing. But there's people like I know, like my homie JKR, who does produce for me once in a while, but he makes like Dutch rap music, and he does Dutch funk and all that. He's too shy. He's too camera shy. He doesn't like being on camera too much when it comes to making music videos. So what he wants to do is actually film his music videos through VR, and he wants to like a kind of like a virtual reality
Bro,
character
that's banging.
instead. So like, I'm open to it, and I know there's talented people out there who can do it
Yo, we're gonna
right
figure it
now.
out.
Yeah, and for me, I'd be down. I'd be down when the technology's better.
It took
So I mean, I'm open to it. Like, I'm already on fucking rap. I'm on fucking Roblox doing this shit. you know,
the only thing about when the technology's better, it's gonna be way more
that's when everyone.
saturated, and guys
Yeah, it's
like
already
me are
too late.
already gonna be kind of richer. And I just say that because it's
But
actually hard now. We're looking into
yeah,
it like
it's like some
for real.
Bitcoin shit.
No, I mean not even. So there's
It's almost like some Bit.
Decentraland that is all NFT land, and that's a
Hmm.
metaverse. That is, you're
Yeah,
right. But then you go to
yeah, but
VR chat, and it's like more honor system. Trust me, because my guy is right now looking into VR chat because the only one that lets you import
yeah.
custom avatars in that world that has VR. Um, so it's
Hmm.
not that. I mean, yeah, they have pay to play and shit, but like it's really weird. It's more about like you got to make friends with people to win in VR chat. And then
Right.
Altspace VR is like Microsoft's trying to give you a business conference room land, and there's like a lot of
Yeah.
different angles that are outside of the crypto NFT sphere related to this. And a lot of
Yeah.
players.
But yeah, it definitely gives off like the NFT vibe. It's like you should if you should have done it earlier, or it's gonna be like, you kind of missed the curve already.
Nah, this should be YouTube 2007. It's like so
Um.
far ahead of where it's gonna go mainstream. This is where I'm
Yeah.
pushing all of my eggs right now. It's not all of them, but we are going
I.
to throw VR events with custom avatars once we figure it out, and we're gonna just be part of the wave that pushes it because the wave isn't there. There's only like 20, 30 fucking institutions tops really pushing it heavy in the existing
Hmm.
spaces. Like it isn't that heavy yet, you know?
Yeah.
And imagine this Roblox situation in VR. That's basically where it's
Right.
going. And
Yeah.
my money is
And
on
yeah, I'm open
fungible
to that for sure.
tokens. We're going to look into how to sell fungible shit. We don't want to sell no non fungible shit. We want to make lots of money selling
Yeah.
fungibility. That's just merch.
Yeah.
Merch is fungible. So I want to sell merch in VR.
Mm.
Think about that
Yeah.
$2 microtransaction merch, baby. That shit's way more of a cash cow and
For
honorable.
real. Yeah.
But it's like future's
Definitely
fucking hot.
realistic.
And then Facebook's going to fail, maybe. Facebook's being corny. I thought they were going to do cooler with VR, and they're just embarrassing us all of
You
us
don't like
VR.
Meta?
I don't understand why they're being corny. like,
Uh,
like here's
I
the
mean, it's
thing.
Facebook. It's bound to be.
It's like Mark Zuckerberg cares more that my bosses want to use Meta than that I want to use Meta, and that's the part that's weird. So I'm not as enthused. At least Altspace VR is like DJs and stand-up comics come through, and like they're like Microsoft is them, and they're like, yo, we like actually care about music, but they don't necessarily care about rappers who cuss and shit. They like acoustic guitar singy types and shit. A lot of these places are super kid filled. So my theory is whoever can have the hot list of friends, like an email list of sorts, like if we really run it back,
Mm-hmm.
and you do that with VR contacts for adults, and you can collect enough people in VR land that are growing ups that might be interested in your shit in a year or so, and it's normalized to throw gated events in VR. You're just selling tickets to events like it's the club. To do
Yeah, I
that,
mean that's a good idea.
yeah, I've been at
Not
this
gonna
for a
lie.
minute. That's why I'm saying you don't want to sleep on this. There's way more
Yeah,
than.
I mean,
And none
I
of the
definitely would be
experts are talking
down
about
with it.
music. All the experts talk about is productivity and gaming. And gaming won't be hot for half a decade, and work shit won't be hot for a decade. So really, it's music that's gonna push this shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
And
theories.
I mean, even at the same time, gaming also. If you think about gaming, you can connect gaming with music easily because, like, sometimes like when you put your shit, you put like a song on and shit, but while you're playing like Call of Duty or something, and like even these examples like Roblox, shit like that happens as well.
Bro, like
And like
imagine,
motherfuckers make parody rap songs and shit. So,
or imagine you're doing a show, and the audience
mm-hmm,
can pick up guns and shoot each other.
mm-hmm,
It's so different. I just know because I know in Rec Room you can do that. Rec Room is the one we're looking at, not VR Chat. Although we should check out VR Chat. I don't know what one we're looking at. Multiple
mm-hmm.
ones out there, but I think Rec Room is the one. Whichever one it is, you can fucking shoot people in this little corny little shitty shooter thing. All I can tell you is like if you can engage people in different ways, all of a sudden they might want to come through, and then you're like back in the 50s where you're like the musical act that's accompanying the event rather than being the main focus. Like I could see a
Right.
lot of shit like that. Yo, imagine like you have a hot club in VR land and you be hiring out rappers in Roblox, whatever they're called. You'd be paying out Roblox money to get in rappers to run your Roblox club, and it's like that's fucking
Mm-hmm.
wild shit, dude. But yeah, that's kind of what it's going. Except that you can do real money and fucking half the shit. Like yo, PayPal me, baby, and
Yeah, for real.
then it's just a different game. Um,
Oh yeah, I'll be down. I'll be down.
that's cool because I mean I like the
Mm-hmm.
adaptability and all that stuff. So you got a new album dropping in a little bit. Do you have any music videos
Right.
coming?
No, actually, I don't. But that's something I'm looking into next with my branding and all that.
Mm, yeah, that's a fair one. They're
Yeah.
definitely
Big thing is I've started looking into clothes and stuff. Looking into like clothes and yeah,
right.
merch and because I've experimented with merch a little bit before, but I'm looking into like full clothing that represents the brand and like the art that I want to make for my next project I'm working on, and the music videos fit the artistry that I have for the next one. I want to be like creative out here, so now I've been finding people in my area that can do music videos and that people that are really aesthetic and working on my designs and all that, you know?
Right. So it's really just about looking for the right people, which is fair. You got a lot of time to figure
Yeah.
out whatever you want to do with this.
Yeah, and you never know cuz I might move from here. I might live somewhere else
Where
after this because of work.
what do you
I might stay here cuz of work.
where would you want to
It is
move
how
in
it
your
is.
like dream list of places to move?
Mm. I mean, I like places where I could be alone, which is probably not beneficial to being a musician unless you just like just releasing music.
Which
But
totally is hard to then make money off of it.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And but that'd be like places like Denver. But I mean, right now I might move to like Wisconsin or some shit for a job, or I might have to move to Houston. I might have to go to California or New York or some shit like that for jobs, just to have some funding right now for it, because I'm not like in that position right now.
That's fair. And I totally appreciate your desire to get your money up. That's a very powerful
Yeah,
asset in this game, which
yeah, people kind of forget that.
that's why I'm like, the run it up ethics, it's really just pay to play. So, I mean, if we really want to talk about the bigger picture of the music game, it's like, yeah, any little hack you can do to make your life a little easier is probably smart.
Yeah,
That's why it's like strategy. To
yeah,
me, it's a problem when you be faking shit. Like when you be like not aware of how corny it is. Like I think I can brag about my fake shit unapologetically, and I'm like, bro, we got 6 people running my shit up because I wanted the $12, bitch. The end of the story. I'm comfortable saying that, and I
yeah,
think if your attitude be like that, I'm down with whatever you fucking do in life. I don't care what it is.
yeah.
It's when people be acting like, yo, I got 1 million fans. I'm not acting like that. Go check it. My monthly
Mm-hmm.
followers is less than you right now. Or listeners, my monthly listeners.
Mm. Yeah,
but
I
like,
mean, yeah, it is what it is.
it's just kind of the world, right? So it's just about
Mm-hmm.
owning your shit. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know where else to go. Do you have anything else that you want to say to the fine people in the world?
I don't know, just kind of be you in that sense, just be you, like find who you are and just kind of hold on to that. Because the thing is, no one else is gonna be you, and a lot of people want things that you want to be, want you to be things that like they want to be. And at the end of the day, you're the one taking care of yourself. You wake up in the morning.
Right.
If people are gonna call you a freak, okay. People like freaks these days, so
Big facts. It's super monetizable to be a freak.
yeah, for real. But just be yourself, because I mean, there's no reason you shouldn't be.
Nah, it's true. Do that shit. Whatever they say at you're 21 when you're my age, bro.
Mm-hmm.
This is fucking different. I can tell you that much. All of a sudden, you're the coolest motherfucker, and you're gonna go, "How the fuck do I process this now?" They like me,
Mm-hmm. For real.
so you just
Awesome.
gotta
That's
keep pushing
awesome.
it.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for coming through. I think it's always super interesting to talk to people again. Wherever you're at and whatever you've done, it's still your story and your experiences in that vein of you being yourself. And I believe we can all learn from it. Like you told me I should be
Mm-hmm.
maybe looking at Roblox and trying to take over the Roblox rap chart so I can make some corny song called Roblox Rapper. Yo, bro, you don't understand. You stream the whole experience and then all
Mm-hmm.
of a sudden you're making double end content and then you know what I'm saying? Like that's how you
Yeah.
like
I
in my
mean,
head I'm building up.
yeah.
That's like so super useful shit, man. Like I really
Right. And
appreciate the conversations.
there's some gamer motherfuckers who will just make a lot of money off of just playing Roblox. So
That's that's a hustle.
it's and it's wild. Yeah.
That's when they say a
But this is.
hustle.
But these are the times we live in now. We can do that.
It's a
Why
big
not?
blessing. Big
Yeah.
blessing. You know how you
Mm-hmm.
marketed your music in 2004? You went to the club. No club? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Or maybe you got lucky on the internet. But that wasn't even that hot until like 2009 ish. Either way,
Yeah. That was when Soldier Boy was coming out.
yeah, he did change the game. Shout out Soldier Boy. Thank you for
Yeah.
ringtone rap. Um,
For real.
but appreciate you coming through next Apollo and sharing all your insight with us. And it really is
Thank you.
interesting. And I appreciate everybody watching this. I see you still there, maybe Immortal, and everybody else that's there. Y'all are wonderful people. It really is a vibe to have everybody there. All of the
Mm-hmm.
links, hold on, I can
Thank
do the
you.
links. I got this little command and shit that make your links pop up.
Um.
So boom, your link's done. We did that part. And then anybody else watching in the future, y'all, links in description. Make sure you go check that, do the support and all of that good things on the different platforms. And yeah, like, follow, subscribe, all that good shit. And appreciate all of you and live long and prosper everybody.
Thank you.